Hey guys, what's up? Pelican here. So I'm back. It's been a while. Yu-Gi-Oh! I've been taking like a little online break. I've been playing IRL, but to really get back into it, I'm waiting for a lot more exciting stuff because we've had Tri Brigade for literal years, and yeah. So right here we're gonna be doing top five decks, best decks post Burst of Destiny. Tomorrow, watch out for my stream. I should be streaming a case opening, all that good stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, support the channel. I'll be doing giveaways and stuff like that throughout. So go ahead and check it out. But yeah, so first thing we have is Dragon Link. I feel like this deck is super resistant. This build is a little weird. I have to fix it up, but this is the premises of it basically. So the reason why I really think this deck is good is, for one, the whole deck is extenders. Even something as simple as Fear's Pass can often beat a lot of decks. Like Tidings Fears actually usually beats a Tri Brigade because they normally only have like two summons. So Spheres, Tiding Pass usually beats it, assuming they don't have any responses to these cards, maybe like Call by the Grave for the Spheres, something like that. Usually it beats it. And like a lot of the times people are so afraid of Spheres they'll Nibiru you, and then you can end on another Spheres plus Savage, Hot Red, just because they wanted to do that. It's pretty good. I like this deck a lot. It's super strong and it's really easy to kill because you play really big cards like Levianair, and you're able to add it back. Like after you can use its effect, link it off, summon, and then get it back with Safe Reach, summon it again just so you can attack. And having access to like all the good links like Boral Sword, even be able to summon Hulk easy. Quad Boral was crazy. Just being Chaos Rule is even more nuts. Get milling cards, getting like to cards like Effect Veiler, or any extender is really good. And then for number 4, we have Drytron. Drytron is still super strong. Disregard this list. I should have another chance to really edit it. But you want to play Dragoon. This deck really, it's still really good from where it used to be. You still basically do the same thing, but with the Herald combo, you have like 5 negates now. It's actually crazy. And if you guys want to see a deck profile for that, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. Some of these lists are a little outdated, as you can see, like right here, the 2 Eva. So yeah. But just Alpha Zeta still full combo, and at worst you can make Dragoon pass. With other cards, like usually you can end on like Dragoon, Apo, IP if they stop like your main plays, and then if not, you just summon your Herald. You don't play this Herald anymore though, you play the other Herald because you play pre-prep instead, which is a +1, and it also gets you an extra fairy, which is even more crazy. But yeah, Drytron is super strong. Still being able to have access to cards like Zeus, you just summon Downer to get a bunch of extra stuff going on. Beatrice is really beneficial to this deck, so I highly recommend playing this deck. It's super strong. But the next one I'm going to say is actually going to be Alistair. This is probably my favorite choice for the format right now, besides probably another deck you'll be seeing after. Alistair's super strong. Winda just destroys everything, but I feel like if you're not playing the Shadal version, you're losing. I know it's more bricks. I'm playing a lot more, as you can see, but I genuinely feel like they're worth it. Having access to cards like Dragon, Beast really help the deck out. Like you could thin the deck out. Maybe you could cut Hedgehog, you could cut this, and maybe one Wendy if you really want to. But I feel like what I had right there, really works. It's the list I'm playing with. I won case tournaments with it. I've done well at other events with it, so I would really recommend this deck, especially because now we know Invocation's getting reprinted in the gold set as well. But cards like Shadal Fusion, Meltdown specifically is super crazy right now. It always has been, always will be. Meltdown, Shadal Fusion, I say is an FTK. I don't care what anyone says. You out Tri Brigade boards, you out everything, because you activate Meltdown and then you activate Shadal Fusion. Now they literally have to respond there, or they're losing their Apo, they're losing their Revolt, they're losing everything. It doesn't matter. Same thing against like Sword Soul or something like that. Meltdown plus Shadal Fusion outs the Sword Soul board as well, which is even more crazy. Because I play Genius, so I'm negating one of their cards, dragoning the set pop 2, and then negating Fleur with the App Clone. And I think that's just nuts. The second one, and this one's a little weird, so bear with me. We got Sword Soul. Sword Soul is super strong. Just the board you make, you end off on like this guy, a Fleur, and like an Icarus attack usually, and like half the time you have follow-up if not you're top decking, but the Fleur nets you another way to extend your plays next turn as well by having the blue girl engrave. You just have to have any worm, Sword Soul in your hand. If not, if you have this guy engraved, he will be able to start your next play to summon another one of him. You can keep going. Fleur being able to recycle itself is really strong. To be honest, I kind of want to play 2 Fleur, but I'm still fucking with the build right now. I think the 10U version is the best way because opening this yellow guy and either one of these is really good, really strong. If not, him by himself gets you pretty far, which is nice. But there is also a combo you can play with the other 10E card that Foolishes. It's either Foolishes or adds one, I believe, and that lets you keep going. And it makes like Chow Fang, this guy, and this guy. It's pretty nuts, to be honest. The deck is very strong, especially with everything going on. You know, like Ecclesia being able to special summon herself for free, then tribute and summon like her from deck. Even just this card. This one card right here, plus any Worm or 10E card, gets you to a Flare as well as a Monster Negate, as long as you have one in hand. You know, that's all you really need is one card. It's like a 1.5 card combo, I guess. But the rest of the deck is super strong. You know, I like Prosperity in this deck a lot. Probably not Monster Reborn. I don't know why that's even there, to be honest. But, you know, this deck is just really super strong. You get to play triple cross out. I want to play Tactics as well, because I've noticed when playing the deck a lot of the time, just, you know, you get hand trapped and sometimes you just don't do much. And that's why it's not number one. Because I feel like my only real issue with the Sword Soul deck is the fact that there's no real guaranteed follow-up. I don't like that. Unless you open up really well, you can't guarantee yourself a follow-up for next turn. But the board is super strong, so usually it doesn't matter. But I don't like risking that. This deck reminds me a lot of Virtual World. And I say this because they're both like essentially toolbox decks. Like your entire extra deck really is like a toolbox. You know, you have like an Omni Negate, you have a board wipe, you know, a pop and a negate. It's pretty good. It's actually probably better than Virtual World, in all honesty. Like, it's less bricky than Virtual World, which I do really like. Virtual World is one of my favorite decks, but yeah, like, being able to play Ruddy Rose Dragon's kind of cool too. I never got the chance to, but I saw people playing this and I kind of liked it, especially with Phantom Knights and other decks that are really graveyard reliant going around right now. I think it's a solid pick to be able to summon. But, you know, this guy, like, these two right here is so nasty. Because, you know, if you have an Icarus attack with just these two, you know, you get to banish, negate a card, and then you get to banish a card off of his effect. Non-target, by the way. And then you have Icarus attack, pop 2 cards. Like, having a searchable one is really good. And, you know, in this 10E version, Prosperity is super strong because you can just banish these 4 links, Baxi and Chow Fang. You know, and now you have all that extra cards left to play. And it's really good. All of them are super strong. You only need really 2 cards to really win the game 9 times out of 10. So that's why I really like it. I'm going to definitely be playing this, see a profile, maybe within 2 days. Depends on really what's going on with the case. I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. Let's see. And then last, probably upset about it, plain old noodle soup, we got Tri-Brigade. So Tri-Brigade is still, in my opinion, the best deck, and here's why. So the best part about Tri-Brigade, all roads lead to Appa. Sorry, all roads lead to Appa Revolt. Revolt gets you your follow-up, which is the big reason why I like it. You know, you also have any of these other cards with your graveyard full gives you your next turn. Shurag being able to search you another card just for leaving is also very good, and that's another reason why I do like it. But you get to also play like Tactics, Cross Out, Draw. You play all the good cards. Like, you know, you get to fill your deck with hand traps. And Rescue Cat by itself, making Herald, Double Dragon Lords, Apple for 2, as well as Revolt is just way too fucking strong in my opinion. And yeah, like, you get to play just everything good. The deck is fairly consistent as well. You know, you don't brick too often as well, like, you know, comparatively speaking. But, like, you know, just way too good. Like, Chaos Discarding Kid, like, the only issue I really have with the deck is it really only has 2 summons most of the time. There really isn't another way to go about it, unfortunately. But, you know, most of the time your one summon gets stopped and you just keep playing after. But if you have Rescue Cat Gamma, or, like, God forbid, Rescue Cat Tactics and, like, Cross Out, it feels dirty resolving Tactics after you cross out someone. If you've done it, you know the feeling, hit a like. But yeah, this deck is super strong. I'm probably still going to play it throughout the format. More than likely, I am going to try out Sword Soul, hopefully tomorrow if I can get everything from the case. But, you know, who knows. But more than likely, I'll be playing this deck. This is actually the build I'm currently playing, and I'm doing super well with it. So if you're looking for a Tri-Brigade build, this is probably the one I would recommend. It's worked for me a lot. I used to main strike, but I'm switching it out for droplets. You could also put in Chalice. The only reason why is because I've been playing testing against Flundereese a lot because my friend really likes that deck. And I've noticed that M-Pin just destroys this deck. Like, you can't really play anymore, to be honest. So I decided to put in droplets. It's very versatile and a little bit better going first or second, comparatively speaking, 2-strike. So I decided to put that in instead. I would highly recommend you doing the same, because for decks that are link reliant like this deck, It's really rough to play through Impen because this deck doesn't do anything besides, you know, summon my links and attack them once. I can't activate them, but you know, you got this deck. This deck can deal with the Impen pretty easily. This deck as well, pretty easy. Drytron, yeah, I would say it doesn't have a too difficult of a time. It's definitely not the worst, and yeah, this deck can deal with it, not difficult really at all. So, you know, but that deck is really strong. I just don't think it's going to be one of the better decks. It's a little inconsistent, which is the issue, and sometimes there's, like, similar to Sword Soul, which is why I'm a little iffy, even putting this deck at number 2. There's just one disruption stops you, or you don't even get the chance because you don't even get to play, because the deck has a little issue playing through really heavy boards. This deck isn't that bad though, you know. I'm kind of messing with the list, so if you guys have any suggestions for this list, let me know, because I do want to play this deck as soon as possible, and I feel like this list feels really solid. Maybe the extra deck can use a little work, like I don't need to play Omega. Omega's not exactly the best card, like right now he's at a spot for it. But yeah, if you guys disagree with me at all, or you know, you think I was right, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys aren't subscribed. It would really help the channel. I'm gonna go ahead and start posting again, doing more live streams, because I really enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, take it easy.